policy after spending more than a decade in the country. Also, the Prime Minister handing over the keys to 10 brand new homes in Sir Lyndon Pinling Estates, adding to the growing list of homeowners who were elated. And the goal to plant 1 million mangroves is well underway in hopes of significantly impacting the environment. We'll tell you about the efforts and net benefits of the project. The Bahamas Tonight at 11 starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Royston Jones, and this is the Bahamas Tonight at 11. Welcome to the broadcast. A Bahamian woman is tonight facing the sting of the new Trump administration's deportation policy. According to WPLG Channel 10 in Miami, Lashar Smith was arrested at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport this past Tuesday after U.S. Immigration, Customs, and Enforcement officers took her into custody for overstaying in the United States. Smith, who has no criminal history, is now being held at the detention center in Baker County, Florida. Her partner, James Joaquin, told the Miami news station that he and Smith left the Bahamas for the U.S. 10 years ago for a better life. It is customary for Bahamians to possess a United States travel visa to enter that country. He indicated that he and Smith made several attempts to become permanent residents, but nothing worked. The next move, he claims, is to work with a local congressman and hire an attorney. We spoke with Bahamas Consul General in Miami, Kurt Hollingsworth, earlier this evening, and he confirmed that his office has not been contacted as yet to render any assistance to Smith. The CG said he will update our news team on this matter once he receives any information. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security's website states that as of March 13th, Immigration, Customs, and Enforcement has made 32,809 enforcement arrests. This is a developing story we are continuing to follow. National Security Minister the Honorable Wayne Munro somewhat tight-lipped when questioned about that recent incident involving a Bahamas Air flight attendant and $100,000. As the Haitian Times tells it, officials intercepted the money at the Hugo Chavez Cape Hacion International Airport from a Bahamas Air flight on March 1st. Police subsequently arrested a Haitian man and woman as suspects. However, the flight attendant, who allegedly handed the man the bag of cash, quickly boarded the return flight to Nassau. He noted that he does not get involved in law enforcement operational matters. However, Minister Munro did say this.
The matter is still open on the arrest here. What I would say is anytime that you see the police arresting people, the police initiating investigations, it shows that they're doing their job. And like I say, the close proximity in time may tend to indicate that the police are acting on intelligence and may say to minded criminal actors that the police will get you if you continue down this line. So I would think that we should proceed on that basis, that this shows that the police are acting on intelligence.
The government has handed over the keys to 10 families as part of the new rent-to-own initiative in the Sir Lyndon Pinling Estates, formerly known as Pinewood Gardens Phase 2. The handover marks a significant milestone in the government's efforts to provide affordable housing solutions for Bahamians. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis boasts the government remains committed to expanding access to affordable housing and delivering on promises to improve the quality of life for Bahamians.
In the wake of the pandemic, many Bahamians are struggling to secure safe and affordable dwellings for themselves. Your government recognized this issue, and we have been working hard behind the scenes to address it. We are expanding the housing stock across our country, and today we celebrate the latest success in that effort. And make no mistake, our administration does not intend to stop here. We are committed to enhancing access to safe and secure dwellings for all Bahamians on all islands. We are building hundreds more homes across our archipelago. We are monitoring our progress toward data-driven targets and improving our approach as we do so.
Countries around the world on the edge of their seats watching the policy decisions coming out of the United States, especially how they will impact the economy. Well, a group of central bankers, economists, policymakers, and academics are in town for a special conference that could not have come at a better time. Tonight, we learn how to be prepared for the eventuality of any fallouts or setbacks. Felicity Darville has the details.
Central Bank of the Bahamas successfully hosted the Macroeconometric Caribbean Conference 2025, which wrapped up at the Atlantis Resort on Friday. With keen ears, global economists converge to learn from one another and chart the way forward in uncertain times. John Williams, president of the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, said that uncertainty is across the board.
I talked to my colleagues, especially in the region here in the Americas, and you're right. I mean, what the Fed does, what the ECB does, what other countries do have huge effects, and we understand that. At the same time, we have to understand the interconnections, the connections between our countries and our economies. And importantly for the Federal Reserve, clearly that we understand also that this can affect capital flows in other countries and understand that.
Our central bank governor, John Roll, said our country is focused on managing that inflation.
I think if you're in the central banking environment, one of the things that you always prepare for is how you respond to the kinds of changes, whether they're from policies or from other sources, changes that are happening in your economy, and how you focus on managing, the behavior of the public and the market in ways that keep the economy on a solid footing.
Even in uncertain times, there are some things Bahamians can do for themselves.
So much of what we do as individuals are based upon what we expect will be happening in the future. And so in the case where central banks are very focused on dealing with inflation and managing inflation, a part of it is, maintaining the credibility with the public that they are doing what is adequate to, keep inflation within, reasonable limits or reasonable margins.
Mr. Roll advises the public to save for rainy days and diversify your income, including considering purchasing government savings bonds from Central Bank. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Felicity Davil.
Thanks for that reporting, Felicity. Authorities working to close in on the person who shot and killed a man in an inner-city neighborhood early this morning. The incident reportedly took place after midnight. Police tell us it was around that time that an unknown gunman entered a business on Charles Vincent Street and opened fire before taking off in a dark-colored Japanese model vehicle heading north. The victim, who authorities say was shot multiple times, was taken to hospital in a private vehicle. He reportedly died soon after. The matter is under active investigation. Police are also hoping to determine the motive behind another attempted suicide here in the capital. A 23-year-old woman was at a Seabreeze Lane home late last night when she ingested a large quantity of over-the-counter medication in hopes of ending her life. Instead, she was rushed to hospital where at last report she was in stable condition. Just last Friday, a 22-year-old man was found hanging lifeless from the ceiling of a Stair Estates Prince Charles Drive home. Apart from the personal tragedy, under the penal code, whoever attempts to commit suicide is guilty of a crime punishable as a misdemeanor. Still to come, the goal to plant 1 million mangroves. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight at 11. More news in just a moment.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
With 1 month to go before completion, residents across Exuma are patiently waiting to drive on smoother roads, all thanks to the Exuma Road Improvement Project. Even some of the island's local government councillors shared their excitement with our Altavis Munnings.
Charged with governing the operations of Exuma, members of the island's local government council, who were just elected for a 3-year term this past January, are elated with the results of the Exuma Road Improvement Project, spearheaded by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies. Chief Councillor Glenn Davis boasts that Exuma's roads are now wider and safer for residents.
A lot of them are happy with the way it's going. We have some areas that need more attention. So I'm hoping that in short time they could deal with that, but so far it's been pretty good.
Kim McKinney represents Rollville on the local government council. That's the areas of Exuma Point to Mackenzie Town. She's overwhelmed with pride that the new roads on her side of town have been upgraded and welcomed by residents as well as visitors.
I changed shocks twice. It was really bad. really, really bad. You dread going to town. But now you could fly, you know. Cruise control, use 40 and just cruise. It's a pleasure.
West Town Committee Local Government Councillor Vernice Fulford echoes similar sentiments.
I'm from a small community named Old Place, included with Farmers Hill, and the road was like terrible. You couldn't even ride a bicycle through there. But now they paved the road. It's very nice. The main road is awesome, but we have some side roads that we need to be paved. They are very, very bad. It's too safe because everybody just make like 100 miles an hour and they go through the bushes. That's how good the roads are.
And the chief counselor is offering this advice to Exuma motorists.
Adhere to the speed limit because you could get caught off guard with the roads being so smooth. So just be careful while you're driving the road.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Altaviz Munnings.
Thanks, Altaviz. Quite a bit of environmental enthusiasts are one step closer to planting 1 million mangroves, a move they say will benefit Bahamian ecosystems more than many can comprehend. Our Daniel Dean literally got down and dirty to plant some of her own.
Hundreds of mangroves were planted on the shores of Bonefish Pond today as Bonefish Tarpon Trust, Bahamas National Trust, the Bahamas Forestry Unit and Waterkeepers Bahamas joined forces in environmental upkeep in the capital. But for those asking why mangroves, Rashema Ingram of Bonefish and Tarpon Trust and Director of Agriculture Dion Gibson suggest these point for consideration.
And the way that they will help to revitalize our way of thinking, to continue to provide food, to provide jobs for our people, and to also provide protection for our islands during storms.
So just behind us is the Bonefish Pond farming plots, and we have about 100+ farmers there. So it's very important to protect this area because when storm surges come, the farmers can be threatened as well.
Following the devastation that was Hurricane Dorian back in 2019, the organizations have collectively devised a plan to plant 1 million red mangroves across Grand Bahama, Abaco, and New Providence.
So we really wanted to restore the areas that got damaged during the storm. We finally got a chance to plant over 52,000 mangroves. And of course, BTT, they're able to plant over 100,000 mangroves.
That milestone of Bonefish and Tarpon Trust was reached in December, thanks to much welcomed help from volunteers and students.
An initiative that started during the 50th anniversary, where we took over 100 students and we planted hundreds of mangroves. And I'm thankful that the ASG Solomon from CARICOM, she's here with us as well to partner with us.
This particular exercise of planting mangroves is something that you probably don't know, but the foreign ministers, every May when they meet, they plant a tree in different islands of the member states of CARICOM. And so this initiative is actually a fantastic one to be participate in and to be part of an exercise that is helping with the front line of the climate change challenge.
Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Excellent reporting, Danielle. Empowering young women to collaborate, discuss challenges, and create solutions. That's the focus of the 19th Annual Girls in Leadership Conference hosted by Straw Inc., Center for Young Women, which brought together young women, leaders, and mentors for change. Diane Dorset has more tonight.
Under the theme, The Situation Room, Lean In, the annual Girls in Leadership Conference held at Super Club Breezes welcomed dozens of young women eager to gain insight into leadership, social issues, and personal development. Founder and Executive Director of Straw Inc., Therina Cunningham, says Lean In is about stepping in together.
We want the young women to lean in, to actually conceptualize the issues and the concerns in our country and around the world, and to lean in together, to collaborate, to partner together, to understand these issues, to discuss them, and to have actionable plans to help solve them as they return to their campuses.
The one-day conference aims to create a safe space for girls to talk about challenges they face. Miss Teen Galaxy Bahamas, Tanari Watkins, a mental health awareness advocate, says events like this help girls feel heard and supported.
Well, it allows young girls who have a comfortable space to have a safe space to talk about whatever issues they may be dealing with, and also empowering them to bring up conversations about their mental health and care about their mental health. I hope to be inspired, and I hope to take home skills that I can use to help others and help my community and impact others around me.
The conference also features workshops and presentations from inspiring women in leadership, including the spouse of the Prime Minister, Anne-Marie Davis. She hopes attendees leave feeling motivated to create change in their communities.
So this conference here today continues to be a source of empowerment, encouraging you to expand your minds, to build your confidence, and elevate your self-esteem. So please don't take this opportunity today lightly. All your speakers are going to encourage you to build your confidence and expand your minds as you lean into your situation room.
Organizers hope the lessons learned will inspire these young women to continue working together, leading and making a difference. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Diane Dorset.
Thanks, Diane. Scotiabank hosted a luncheon for head girls of various public school and private schools in commemoration of International Women's Month. Here's Matea Cunningham.
Scotiabank hosted its Young Women in Leadership Luncheon under the theme Accelerate Action. The event brought together head girls and deputy head girls from various private and public schools. Recognizing that the young women are at a pivotal stage as they approach the end of high school and prepare for adulthood, Director Nakira Simonette emphasized the importance of empowerment.
This year, however, we also wanted to add a unique component where we welcomed in high school seniors, female seniors, into Scotiabank, 1, to see the environment, 2, to interact with some of our female leaders across the bank, and 3, really talk to them about empowerment initiatives and activities that can help propel them in their future. And so we have senior head girls, deputy head girls, senior leaders from schools, both government and private, that are here with us today, and we're very excited to welcome them into our Scotiabank network.
The speakers featured a distinguished panel of Scotiabank representatives who engaged the young women in a discussion of financial independence.
So you see me sitting in this chair, I've not always been this type of speaker. Like, my boss is in this room, and she could tell you, like, sometimes I used to be like, okay, what I can say when I go on this call? Like, how should I, scared, because I was looking at how would I sound, would it sound that I'm prepared, how would I sound to others, so perception. That held me back for a very long time. What I would say is take those risks. Greatness is within you.
I then asked the speakers what advice they had for young women who feel pressured by time while navigating the challenges of being an overachiever.
Each of us have a different journey. Each of us are going to achieve milestones at different times. We all come from different financial backgrounds, and so while some people may go directly off to university, others may have to go to UB, others may have to work before starting university. There is no clock, and I think what's imperative is that you don't measure yourself against other people. You have to run your own race.
Most female high school seniors are facing both personal and academic difficulties. However, Scotiabank is focused on instilling empowerment within them this International Women's Month. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Matea Cunningham.
Some great advice and a great story. Thank you. Amajal Knowles has a look at what's coming up in sports tonight. Amajal?
A recap of day one of the high school track and field nationals, as well as VJ Edgecombe making his March Madness debut. Details of those stories and more coming up in sports.
For 3 exciting days, the National High School Track and Field Championships will take place at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium, and ZNS TV will bring you all the action. On Thursday, March 20th, tune in from 6 to 6:30 p.m. for the opening ceremony, and then starting at 8 p.m., join ZNS as young athletes from high schools all over the Bahamas go for gold in the finals. The future of Bahamian track and field. The National High School Track and Field Championships live on ZNS TV, March 20th to 22nd. Don't miss it.
We're here at the Nassau Village Community Center project, where over the past 17 months, we've hired over 20 Bahamian subcontractors to bring this beautiful project to fruition.
I've been living in Nassau Village for more than 19 years, and to see a project like this bring great joy and pride to me.
This state-of-the-art multi-purpose community center will serve as a crime-fighting initiative in the community. Also help with the education of our kids in this community and a hurricane shelter.
Yeah, and it also shows what we as Bahamians can achieve when we work hand in hand with each other.
We have the technical know-how, and we can pretty much deliver on any project here in the Bahamas or in the world.
Bahamas Strike from the Bahamian Company, they prove that they believe in Bahamians.
Based on the outcome of this project, I don't think they're disappointed in giving a small
young person an opportunity to do a job such as this.
The more opportunity they get, the more opportunity we will get.
If you look around and see the work done so far, it just shows what we as Bahamians can do.
Welcome to your TGIF Sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports day 2 of the Ministry of Youth Sports and Culture's High School Track and Field Nationals, well underway at the old Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. But day 1, dominating the competition, would be the BAICS rivalry between the St. Augustine's Big Red Machine and the Queens College Comets, as they would lead 7 out of the 8 divisions after day 1. Let's take a look at the highlights.
You are the reason we gather, ready to cheer and rejoice for every event. Yes, championships bring medals, trophies, and accolades, but more importantly, they reveal your character.
That was the nation's Chief Prime Minister, Honorable Philip Davis, at the opening ceremony for this year's National High School Track and Field Championships. After a brief parade of schools, it was time to hit the track. Family Island's well represented. Boys under 1,300-meter title going to NGM Majors Justice Adderley, finishing in 13-21. Grand Bahamas showing that they are a force to be reckoned with as well. Versatile athlete Kezra Thomas, fresh of a stellar performance in the high jump, taking the girls under 17 100-meter crown in 11.88 seconds. Girls under 20 100-meter finals. Prolific quarter miler Alexis Roberts showing her short distance speed, getting some points for SAC, winning the title there in 11.90. Capping the night, though, would be the mixed 4x4. Queens College Comets team of Nathan Walker, Andrew Seymour, Sasha Wright, and Jade Knowles would win this one in 3:51.92. Look at the standings after one day of competition. It would be a battle between SAC and QC for complete control. The Comets would lead the under 13 and under 17 female divisions, while SAC would lead the under 15 and under 20. The male under 13 division out in front there, Sister Mary Patricia. SAC would lead the under 15 under 17 boys divisions, while QC would be out in front in the under 20. Action continuing this evening at the old Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. Of course, live coverage being brought to you by the ZNS Television Network. In college basketball news, VJ Edgecombe coming up clutch in his March Madness debut as his Baylor Bears would take on the Mississippi State Bulldogs in an 8-9 matchup in the East region. Despite a slow start individually, Baylor getting out to an early first half lead for the Bulldogs would rally in this one. VJ flipping a switch in the second half would give Baylor a 10-point lead with his second made three-pointer. The Bears later led 67-60 at the final TV timeout, while the Bulldogs got to within 1 point in the final minute. VJ would hit a pair of clutch free throws to give him 16 on the night and help Baylor secure a 75-72 win and advance to the round of 32. They will face the winner of Duke and Mount St. Mary's. Baseball news, Jazz Chisholm Jr. was a one-man wrecking crew at the plate last evening, driving in 5 of New York's 9 runs before they held on in a nerve-wracking bottom of the 9th to defeat the Orioles in spring training action 9-7. The Yankees came out swinging with 1 out in the top of the first. Aaron Judge would drew a walk before Jason Dominguez would rip a single to center field. Then Jazz would get in on the act. His rocket to right field barely stayed in the park. Jazz also with a 2-run double on the heels of a strong game of his own the night before. Chisholm continuing his excellence in the third with Judge and Cody Bellinger on the corners and 1 out. He would turn on 1 and drive it out to right field. The Yankees are back at it tonight. They will take on the Detroit Tigers. And that's been a look at your sports on this Friday. A check on weather when we return.
The execution of a newscast is serious business. From the assignment to the concept of the story, everything has to be precise, on point, always. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, is your trusted news service. We get it right the first time. Our preparation for you each night is done with care, knowing that our voices will reach you on 700 islands and keys with unquestionable accuracy. It gives me great pleasure each night to say,
welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. I'm your national anchor, Mukesh Lapinder.
Trey Shaw, you might have heard of me. He's my food critic.
Ooh, this good. And I got another hit on my hands, y'all. I got 1 million followers. 1 million people can't be wrong.
What's your name?
Tatiana.
Tatiana. Can I stay for a while?
Well,
You lost?
I ain't lost. I know where my seat is.
How about you go find it?
Drunk.
oh my God. Why are you being weird?
What are the odds that I see you again?
What are the odds of anything?
The man of the hour,
Mark.
Mark, that's right. This is my brother, Dre.
Have we met before?
I think we can take him, big bro. Man overboard.
I didn't come out here for all this.
It won't be that much longer.
I just don't understand how you bring your dude to a place with your employer. I invited him, it's my fault. Still.
Sitting here in my couch, I ain't doing nothing much. Suddenly my...
Hey, maybe I'll see you around.
You never know.
I could just down the hall. He just wanna hang the toe.
It's time now for a weather check with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil, on this cool Friday.
Good evening, Royston. Cool it is. We had that dry front boundary pushed through the northwest Bahamas this morning, now working its way into the central parts of the country. But behind that cold stream of air, we'll see temperatures drop into the 50s tonight in the northwestern parts of our country. Now, your temperatures around the islands this evening, already 65 degrees in Marshall, Babaco, Green Tulkey, 64 in Freeport, Grand Bahama, the Berry Islands, 69, 70 degrees in Allenstown, Bimini, 70 also in Harbour Island, Roxanne, Eleuthera at 78. Otterstown, Canal, 70 degrees, 71 in Black Point, Exuma, and Kemp's Bay, St. Andros. Fresh Creek, Central Andros at 69 degrees. Picking up some slightly warmer temperatures ahead of that front, 73 degrees in Georgetown, Exuma, 70 in Rim Key and San Salvador. Taking you further south, we're going to pick up some 73s in Rygut Island, Clarence Sound, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Maguana, 71, 76 in Acklands, Matthew Town, Nagua, 75, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 77 degrees. And your forecast tonight, we're looking at mainly clear skies, chilly conditions, low temperature dropping down to 59 degrees here in the capital. Around Grand Bahama and the Abacos, they will perhaps see some 54s as well. And then tomorrow, pleasant with lots of sunshine in the forecast, high temperature, very comfortable at 76 degrees, and your extended weather forecast unfolding like this. Beautiful weather right through the weekend, but come Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, we will see some cloudy skies with scattered showers and thunderstorms, and that is due to yet another frontal system which will be working its way into northwest Bahamas. But until then, we're going to have a beautiful weekend with temperatures in the 50s during the nighttime, and then things will start warming up as we head into the early part of next week. Royston.
I'm sure the farmers will be happy for the rain come next week. Well, that does it for the Bahamas tonight at 11. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. Be sure to tune in to the weekend edition of the Bahamas Tonight with Desmond Saunders. Good night and have a very safe weekend.
At the Office of the Prime Minister, I'm Devontae Hanno. This is ZNS.